Drought continues to tighten its grip across large parts of the country, with millions of Kenyans facing.
County, we take a look at another county that has faced drought. In Kajiado County, Kenya's arid and semi-arid lands are facing one of the worst drought in recent years.
As the world experiences ravenous period of record heat and the global biodiversity loss in recent trends, certain parts of the world, like the Horn of Africa, have borne the brunt of this unforgiving drought and humanitarian crisis. In Kenya, according to National Drought Management Authority, on their latest update, said that over 2.1 million people are staring at an acute hunger due to worsening trends of water and food shortages. Some of the counties affected include the Asal regions in Mandera, Turkana, Marsabit, Wajir, Tana River, and many others. In this feature, we'll explore how this has brought a crisis in the lives of those affected and steps to remedy the situation. In counties where a drop of rain counts, water scarcity is a menace to communities, some dominated by pastoralists. Climate change pattern has fundamentally broken down. Drought, which occurred once every decade, now strike every few years with devastating intensity. On the other hand, when rains do arrive, they increasingly come as a destructive flash floods rather than life-sustaining form of precipitation, destroying infrastructure and contaminating water sources. However, still climate pattern projections offers little to no comfort forecasting that drought frequency and intensity will continue to escalate across East Africa.
But what could be the reason behind these noticeable patterns? We speak to Vincent Odhiambo, a clean environment champion and an expert in matters climate change. He explained how climate change has contributed to the severity and frequency of drought in the country.
Climate change, or when we have now being specific, the drought in Kenya, it has exacerbated the frequency and severity of the people, or in the parts of the agriculture, and then this is due to an increase in the unpredictable rainfall, and also we have the alteration in the weather patterns. We have changes in the rainfall patterns. This is where traditionally you know that Kenya, there have been a noticeable changes in the weather pattern. Traditionally, there was a long rain in between March and May, and then this has become, let me say, the opposite of it. So you get that in Kenya we are now experiencing little and maybe unpredictable. It may become maybe little rain in May and between March and May there, and then when we come at the December, we have the October and November rain, of which it was shorter, and this time round it may be there or it may not be there. So that one also is a challenge, because when the October and November rain come, it is less weaker, or it is weaker, that cannot support or cannot help the agricultural sector, cannot help the livestock and the daily living of the human being.
He further goes on to break down the noticeable trends or patterns in the onset and duration of drought in Kenya over the past decade.
Yes, there are noticeable trends in the onset and duration of droughts in Kenya, which can be attributed to both climate change and human activities. You get that early onset and there is early onset and prolonged drought. Droughts are starting earlier than before and lasting longer. For example, in 2022, Kenya experienced a prolonged drought that began in 2021 with no significant relief from rains for more than 2 years. And then this extended dry period has been unprecedented in the recent decades. There is increased frequency. Droughts which previously occurred once every 5 years uh, are now becoming more frequent. You get that in the year 2016, between the year 2016 and 2017, drought, for instance, was followed by another severe drought in 2020, and then the 2022-2023 drought. The recurrence of these droughts uh, is linked to changing climatic conditions with shorter recovery periods in between.
What are the measures or strategies which are being implemented to mitigate the effects of the drought and build resilience among communities in Kenya?
Kenya has adopted a variety of strategies to address drought and build resilience among its communities. One measure is early warning systems. We have the Kenya Meteorological Department. This department has enhanced its forecasting capabilities to provide early warnings on drought uh, conditions. These warnings help in planning uh, for the for the food and emergency relief, and also it helps the farmers to plant, the correct time of planting and weeding, and then also the correct time of harvesting. So you get that through these early warnings, it helps the food production, or it helps the country at large. And also we have the climate smart agriculture. So people are being encouraged to increase, or farmers are being encouraged to increase resilience, to adopt climate smart agricultural practices which include drought resistant crop varieties, or improve irrigation system and water conservation methods. For example, the use of the rainwater harvesting techniques. And then also we have the drip irrigations, and drought tolerant maize varieties has been promoted.
In the course of producing this feature, I met a fellow journalist who is passionate about climate change. She explains the role media plays in creating impact about the matter of climate change.
My role as a journalist in creating awareness to the society using media is by first we can use the different social media platforms in creating awareness. For example, we can use TikTok. We can create TikTok videos explaining about climate change, what the effects and the solutions around the globe. We can create YouTube videos to reach a wider audience out there. Also, we can use media as a watchdog. Mostly, it is used as a watchdog in making the corporate organizations and the government to accountability.
For communities in these areas, uncertainty lingers in their mind of what future beholds for them, enduring the deteriorating conditions. The continued span of drought is only exacerbating this issue. Brian Odhiambo, Newcastle TV, Narok.